Hi guys, Matt V's Movies back for another video, and today is a movie review for Captain America Brave New World. So yeah, I got the opportunity to go and watch this film in 3D at the cinema. So I'm going to give you my thoughts today on this video. Okay, so yeah, got the opportunity to watch this film in 3D. As with all Marvel films, it's converted 3D. A lot of depth in the picture. You've got that looking through a window. Not really many pop outs. I think there might be one or two possibly, but nothing that really sort of stuck in my mind if I think about it. Just a lot of depth. I would say the sort of scenes around the Celestial Island are quite good, where there's sort of a lot of scenes with jet fighters and Captain America and his sidekick. He's both flying through the air. A lot of that's really good in 3D. You get a good sense of depth, perspective. You can see the ocean below and then the fighter jets and all this kind of thing. So that was quite impressive. Some of the stuff sort of based around characters, talking, this kind of thing, didn't really add much to the 3D element, but overall, nothing sort of amazing from the 3D aspect, but entertaining. Yeah, very good in the 3D format. It's nice to see they're still embracing the format at the cinema. I'm guessing that you'll probably only be able to get this maybe from Japan again when it comes to physical media, sort of the 4K and 3D combo that they do with these Japanese releases. So yeah, I mean, it's probably not going to be cheap to import this film in 3D. I'm not so sure whether I would necessarily pick it up in 3D. I think the 4K will probably be, sufficient. Okay, so my thoughts on the film. Yeah, I quite enjoyed this. I went in with very low expectations, wasn't expecting much. I've heard a few mixed reviews about this film, that it wasn't that great, but on the whole, I didn't mind it. I thought it was quite good. See, this is the first sort of film with Anthony Mackie taking on the lead of Captain America, and throughout the film, there's very much sort of his kind of still doubting a little bit that he is sort of the new Captain America. Although I think he does very well in a lot of the fight scenes, but he's even sort of saying that he's not sort of Steve Rogers, and he's still thinking about taking the super serum, super soldier serum. I think he thinks that will really sort of help with him being Captain America. But he's got like a sidekick who is sort of wanting to be the Falcon, and you can see him sort of mentoring him. Whether this guy actually sort of takes the mantle of Falcon, we've yet to see. But yeah, it's good to see that. You do get to see a little scene with Bucky as well. Obviously following on from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier storyline. And I think it helps if you've seen that series, that it kind of brings that bit of continuity to the film, where Anthony Mackie's character has come from, in his kind of progression to becoming the new Captain America. It was nice to see the shield back, and he's now got these wings which are coated in the same material, so they're super strong. And obviously we've got Harrison Ford, who's now taking over the role of Thaddeus Ross, which again is a nice sort of throwback to the original Incredible Hulk film. We also get to see Liv Tyler, who plays his daughter. She does make a bit of a cameo appearance towards the end of the film. So it was nice to see that. And I think his character's kind of changed a bit from, obviously, William Hurt played the role for many years, sadly passed away. But yeah, we see with Harrison Ford very much sort of the right role for the president. Obviously, he's playing the president. But as we know, he's sort of, been taking these tablets, which basically are making him into the Red Hulk, giving him gamma radiation, sort of storing it up. And towards the end of the film, he does sort of become the Red Hulk, and he looks great as the Red Hulk as well. And there's some great action set pieces with this. So yeah, I really did like that aspect of the film. With this film, there is a lot of action. There's a lot of hand-to-hand combat, a lot of shooting scenes. The character of Seth Valuka, this guy is very good. He's quite goes on. There's a couple of scenes where him and Captain America sort of go for it, sort of, fight it out, sort of thing. So that's really good. We also get the character of Samuel Stearns, which I believe he was in the original Incredible Hulk film, and he's kind of like behind all of this sort of Red Hulk sort of thing with Ross. So yeah, and he's gone through a bit of a transformation himself. So, and the end credit scene, I will say, does involve him as well. So it's probably worth just maybe wait until the end of the film for that. There's no mid credits scene either. Just make you aware of that. But I don't know whether that end credit scene really gives a lot extra to the film. But yeah, his character's quite interesting to a degree. Another character that comes into this film, again, he was seen in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, is Isaiah Bradley. Again, he was originally part of the Super Soldier program not long after Steve Rogers, and I believe he was maybe one of the Captain Americas at one point. And he's very much sort of involved in the early part of the story. He's kind of mind controlled, etc. But it's great to see him in scenes where he's sort of using this sort of the strength that he has, the super serum. Kind of reminds you of what Steve Rogers, his capability. And I think, like I say, the new Captain America, he's kind of toying with the idea that maybe he should take this super serum. But I think Bucky kind of sort of says to him, you don't need it. But I think he's still questioning that in his own mind. So it'd be interesting to see the development of him in future films. But yeah, it was nice to see within this film that they incorporated a little bit of sort of back history from the first Marvel film, which was Incredible Hulk. We also get to see the Celestial Island, which again is a reference to the Eternals. We get to see it kind of has a little bit of a Winter Soldier feel about this film. Obviously, it's Earthbound, all of this, and it's there's a bit of sort of that kind of feeling behind it. Obviously, not nowhere near as good as the Winter Soldier, but yeah, I got that vibe from it. But yeah, it was nice to see elements of other MCU films, from the past coming into this one. And you know, I think it's after the sort of last few films, um, except Deadpool and Wolverine, which I see as a slightly separate entity, even though it's part of the MCU. It's more of a love letter to the Fox franchise. The last few Marvel films, for me, haven't been that great. But I do see this Captain America Brave New World as something a little bit refreshing, feels a little bit more back to sort of where we were before. I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying it's sort of the heights of the Infinity Saga, but it's a promising start to hopefully a new sort of phase of Marvel, and hopefully will revive a little bit of interest in the franchise. I know a lot of people are sort of fatigued by this, but yeah, um, overall, really enjoyed this film, and really looking forward to the Thunderbolts next. I think that looks really good. The trailers look very good for that. And I did see a trailer in 3D before the showing of Captain America Brave New World. Some slightly different footage that I hadn't seen before. So that was really good. Really, yeah, I feel quite sort of keen to watch that one. Even more so than the Fantastic Four. But obviously we've got... there is the mention of adamantium in this film as well, which again is obviously the material that was used for Wolverine's claws. So there's a hint, obviously, that the uh, X-Men are going to be coming into the world of the MCU in some future years away. But yeah, it's kind of planting that seed that adamantium has now been discovered. So yeah, I look at it as quite a positive turn for Marvel, this, and I would highly recommend watching this film. So, be interested to hear in the comments, have you seen Captain America Brave New World yet? Yeah, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on what you thought of it. Please give the video a thumbs up, that really does help me out. It tells YouTube you like these sorts of 3D reviews. Obviously this is a little bit different to my usual 3D reviews because it's more about the film, but it's, like I say, it's a brand new film. I've seen it at the cinema, so it's a slightly different take on maybe a lot of other people's reviews on this film because I'm incorporating the 3D element. So yeah, interested to hear your thoughts. If you're new here, why not consider subscribing to the channel? I do these 3D reviews on films. I'm usually on physical media, but I might do the odd one at the cinema like this. So yeah, please consider subscribing. Right guys, well that's the end of the video. Take care and see you next time. Bye now.